Hello and welcome to the Environmental News. Today we are going to give out information about the threats to biodiversity. Biodiversity is the variety and variability of life on Earth. Biodiversity is typically a measure of variation at the genetics, species, and ecosystem level. Biodiversity boosts ecosystem productivity, where each species, no matter how small, all have an important role to play. For example, a larger number of plant species means a greater variety of crops. And now, we will be giving you information about the top threats to biodiversity.
First thing you should know is that an ecosystem depends a lot on climate. Every living creature in that particular ecosystem is already accustomed to the temperature, weather, and climate of that place. And if the climate changes rather abruptly, it will greatly affect the living creatures in that place, because it will shock them and they won't be able to adapt quickly. And because of this is considered as one of the many threats to biodiversity.
Man-made causes. This is a big threat to our biodiversity, although we may not experience it, but we affect our surroundings and habitats of our local wildlife. The costs of man-made structures destroyed nature in a way of cutting trees, polluting rivers, which stream down the ocean, giving migrating animals a hard time and slowly contributing to the global warming. I mean, do not get me wrong here. Innovating and stops is not bad, but because it has its own advantages. But at what cost? Is it worth it? We destroy the ecosystem and the life that we're supposed to protect. Will we wait until turtles go extinct? Just to learn a simple lesson. A responsibility we have, as we have been given intellectual capabilities to decide intellectually. Or will we wait for another species to go extinct? We need to innovate but not destroy. We need to protect and not harm.
Biodiversity loss is the extinction of a species, whether plants or animals, worldwide, and also the local reduction or a loss of species in a certain habitat. There are also types of extinction. One is called mass extinction, that wipes off majority of living plants and animals, and second is background extinction. These are creatures who simply cannot survive or cannot be sustained here on Earth. Simply put, extinction reduces the biodiversity. How sad it is to imagine a certain species that can no longer be found anywhere in the world.
Pollution. This is one of the biggest threats to our biodiversity. It starts from normal piece of plastic to a ton of piece of plastic. It clogs drainages that cause floods to overflow. It streams down the river and pollute the gorgeous oceans. It kills sea life from making them think it is food. Pollution doesn't only happen on the water bodies. Actually, we are lacking the space to store them. I mean, burning plastic would greatly contribute to making our ozone layer thinner. We need to stop single-use plastic. If that's not the case, then please try your best to recycle, reuse, and reduce the pollution. But wait, there is more. That doesn't just circulate the plastic. It is called fossil fuels. Using fossil fuels really is bad for our atmosphere because it releases greenhouse gases that continually warms our atmosphere, making our climates more abnormal than average, thus giving unexpected long rain seasons and long hot seasons because the global wind has changed its velocity. Using energy like sun, wind, thermodynamic and mechanical energy are really recommended.
Let's talk solutions. For climate change, a solution to consider for this is sustainable transportation. Our transport methods must be aligned with environmental requirements and reduce their carbon footprint. It is essential to rethink our transport methods from the design stage towards the eco-friendly transportation. Next, extinction and pollution. Spreading awareness to all would help a lot of people to open their eyes and realize that we need to stop capturing endangered species to stop extinction, and that we should stop carelessly throwing trash everywhere, smoke, build more factories and etc. to stop pollutions. Man-made causes and overexploitation, a seminar would help people know their limits. And of course, we must also have some sort of restraints. Man-made causes are one of the biggest threats in biodiversity because they think resources in Earth are unlimited. Having a seminar that will make them know their boundaries, and it will teach a lot of people to know how much is enough.
We, the humans, are becoming and being the threat to biodiversity, and it is our duty to become responsible individuals in order to protect our biodiversity.